You think modernism was just about art and architecture? Think again. This revolution sort of laid the groundwork for something even bigger. The number one undisputed economy, the USA. And if you're looking to make some serious money, then you know exactly where to be. America. Along with being number one in America, you also have the feminist ideals that you should follow along so you could possibly get. If you know about the particular instances of trying to get a number, then you would have to have the right demeanor, and the whole facade of your presentation of your being should be quite unilateral with the updated reasons of feminism and any other nuisances of physical altercation that might not be in accordance with humanity and human rights to be in your perspective, that you can also do that. Dating apps are all about making sure that you have the great picture, that you look like you're this someone who's not particularly a terrible person, you're trustworthy, and you can help make some money and build a family. But when that comes to presentation, I can just stand here with someone and say, hey, I'm this number one guy, so make sure you don't let everyone else get them. The whole mindset of being number one, thanks to America and this economic prosperity, has everyone thinking that they have to be number one all at once, all at the same time. And none of them really understand that you can do whatever it is you want and respect each other's spaces. And that's how you really understand getting into a relationship, because you're going to respect your spaces. But we have the brainwashed mindset of America's agenda and America's interest, that he uses military and global policy to police all around the world to say, hey, guess what? We have to be number one, so we're going to continuously update you on human rights and what immigration policies that we see from our immigrants here back to your nation. And it goes all across the world, and people have this dream of this white American dream of wealth and prosperity and a beautiful spouse. So here's a few clips of that. And that's basically me gaslighting you, if that's a new term. Thanks to social media and the new Gen Zers, they have gaslighting. I think it's a new control term to make sure that you don't gaslight women into believing you're a minority, what you'll look like, to dating them. We have the Americans. There are two Americans here. The rest of us are Hispanic, Asian, or Indian. And those two Americans usually perceive the most successful acquaintances because they have the ideation of America and are backed by American military and policies with the look of it as well, and marketing. So what I think about gaslighting? Gaslighting is you trying to achieve your goals and make some money so that he understands your perspective and your nationality, but he comes around and says, no, that's gaslighting, man. We don't want to understand you. We're America. We're number one. We have to do this to you, and you can get some human rights, freedom, intellectual property, copyright, and all this great prosperity, money, wealth, and opportunity. They have initially created this term gaslighting just to make sure that other minorities don't put this perception of equality and able to achieve sexual intercourse and marriages and money from a minority perspective to sell to you Americans and make some money off of it. But they don't really have the Latin word for the atrocities of what America's interests are that don't let minorities achieve their own national rights. Instead, all over the world are waiting for America to literally say something. Then they take their gaslighting and they tell their public that this is America's sort of interest, and they're not really coinciding with whatever minority perspective that we have. There's a Latin word for trying to stop minorities from trying to get married from the white American dream, but there's not a Latin word for America's interest all across the world and taking your women. And it's because of white supremacy that is modern, and that's what Gen Z white people have initially created. And this is sort of how you can achieve money and wealth and human rights and other equality that help you have the perception of a good human being that will help you make some money. Well, thanks to artificial intelligence and all these other technologies America's number one competition produces, we're going to have this mindset that we can't really produce it unless someone like China shows us that they can do the same thing. And inevitably, they also can do the same thing, which is why we're all comfortable saying that, hey, we can actually get some sort of speed going somewhere, that we can achieve some goals that's similar to what America's number one competition and policies are. So now that we understand that, we can go ahead and say that we can achieve these goals, and that has to do with gaslighting, which is a modernism, and modernism has to do with you reiterating your minority beliefs to people you want to sell to and have a relationship with in the future. That way you can actually achieve some connections and money and some systems that are bigger enough that will help you achieve your goals and wealth. Additionally, modernism and what art particularly is, now that we know technology and computers are art, we also know that art is technology, and American number one, backed by their government funding and bank loans and successful people who are interested in markets and technology are funding these small companies, unlike the very useless and unworthy Chinese dollar and Bangladeshi taka and Indian rupee and Japanese yen, very minuscule compared to the US dollar that is backed by US military and policies all across the world. And the simple gesture and feeling of get some, that we want to get married, we don't have an arranged marriage system, is all sort of this modern idea that we all have to refute. But social media and all these other things convince people that this demonstration of what culture that you are, you're unclean, you're eat with your hands, your total skin color is not matching this disposition of beautiful that we have defined, and colors of your eyes and all these other free opinions that have to compete to be number one, when it's because of America's number one mindset that we have people who are thinking that they're more beautiful to really harass you into a mindset where you become annoyed and stopping your productivity because he's literally saying something. This whole gaslighting term is literally a simple way of modernism that you understand your modern ideation of what is modernism as a minority and not white American interest, or not white American, or not competing number one American because you're not number one American, is inferior and not up to speed and not good enough for the rest of the humanity to initially gaslight them, or you put your perspective over them so that they understand this minority mindset or this minority perspective. That is because America has to be number one. And if some sort of market ends up realizing that, hey, we can make some market anywhere else and not in America, and America can't be that power, then we have to make sure that we combat that competition so that America stays number one. And this whole anti-competitiveness that America has to be number one, and now that these minorities rise, it's very prevalent throughout the world, and so much social engineering goes and happens so that we all fight each other and make sure that we don't let it. Capitalism is another huge thing where the rich and wealthy make sure that whatever wealth and assimilation that they have acquired thanks to America's policies and constant harassment and anti-competitiveness has given them the wealth that they have so desired, and they have to assist that and make sure others happen. Just one helping other people, just one or two, but simply however they achieve their successes and wealth, that they have to match the same thing so that it happens again, and that whoever is assisting to get someone else wealthy will achieve the same amount of success and whatever systems that he's developed to get ahead and undermine and initially utilize other people and resources to make the money will either and increase his knowledge because he committed to the same thing, and he's going to continue to find more information that'll make the future innovation of utilizing what resources and people that he knows to make some money even further. Moreover, the jobs that are usually acquainted with making sure society is not a safe and good place is now on the rise because social media is giving rise to information. People are using information along with artificial intelligence to use information to find more and more information that they can use to get ahead. And governments are saying that if this happens, then the people are going to be out of control and it's not good for the public, and we're not going to be in freedom or free capitalism and laissez-faire anymore. And that's bad because white America's interest is what prevails, because if that happens, we're going to all communicate with minorities who want to make money, and we're going to make a utopia where everyone can make money because America's system is predominantly a white system. Now, in many fortunate places, if you come from a small town or a big town, the wealthy are really aware of what it is that systems or relations or communication that you saw him on the street and you did something with your aura and you have negative aura and your positive aura doing that to him. They're pretty much aware, so they usually complain and they say that you can't do the same thing, otherwise we'll use our electronic devices and rating systems to get you fired, tell your boss, get you fired, and you won't be doing that again because I'm the wealthy guy who's doing it. It comes back to the art and modernism, that modern man has to be number one, and modernism is ruled by America's interests and America's military policy. Now, what you can do about this is obviously study, is obviously make some money and try to do with some products and have your own built, thanks to all this artificial intelligence and new social media techniques, that we're initially going to be stuck here doing whatever we need to do at home and not really going to the work to shake someone's hand and work with a team unless you're really a team-friendly person. So I suggest you guys start your own businesses and try to make some money that way, and you'll understand the economy even more. If you like this video, hit the like and subscribe and share and comment.